Hollywood can be a ruthless industry. It's hard to get your foot in the door, and even once you're in, it's hard to sustain a career. There are many tragic tales of actors and actresses dying in their old age, completely forgotten by the public and younger generations. But there are a few great actors who are over 90 and still working in Hollywood. Let's learn about the incredible lives and careers of a few actors over 90 still working. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood worked several odd jobs before settling on becoming an actor. His life as a lumberjack, lifeguard, and brief stint in the military toughened him up and made him easily transition to some of his acting roles. He first made his name on the popular Western series Rawhide and soon became a staple of Western films. He became famous playing the man with no name in Sergio Leone's trilogy of films A Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. His other great Western was Unforgiven, released in the early 90s. After mostly moving away from Westerns, he appeared in many action and crime films. In the 70s and 80s, he became famous for playing Harry Callahan in the Dirty Harry film series. His notable work in the 90s and 2000s included roles in The Rookie, The Bridges of Madison County, In the Line of Fire, $1 Million Baby, and many more. Gran Torino has become one of his most famous. It showed that even in his 70s, he still had the same tough persona that made him a star in the first place. While he's focused mainly on directing in the past 2 decades, he continued acting too. He starred in the 2020 film Cry Macho, which he also produced and directed. While there isn't much info on his upcoming projects, we won't be surprised if he still has a couple more acting gigs ahead of him. Before we tell you more about the actors over 90 still working in Hollywood, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more. James Earl Jones. In 2021, James Earl Jones reprised his role as King Jaffe Joffer in Coming to America, the much-anticipated sequel to the 1988 hit comedy. He was 90 when the film was released. Many fans are happy to see him back and are eager to see if he has any upcoming roles in the near future. James Earl Jones began his career in the early 50s. His first credit was as Prince of Morocco in a 1962 documentary episode on the show Monitor. So his first role was a prince, and 6 decades later, he was back to playing a king. Throughout the 70s, James Earl Jones acted in a series of great American films. These included The Great White Hope, Deadly Hero, Swashbuckler, and A Piece of the Action. He also voiced what would become one of cinema's most iconic villains, Darth Vader, in Star Wars. James Earl Jones continued to act regularly in the 80s and 90s. He became known for his commanding presence and powerful voice. Some of his other famous roles include work in Field of Dreams, The Hunt for Red October, The Sandlot, and Cry the Beloved Country. He's one of Hollywood's greatest character actors who's played heroes and villains equally with ease. We hope he takes on a few more roles soon. Robert Duvall. One of the finest film actors alive, has been responsible for a range of characters from Boo Radley to Tom Hagen to Judge Joseph Palmer. Robert Duvall studied acting at the Neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York City. He studied under acting legend Sanford Meisner and paid for his studies from the GI Bill as he was enlisted in the U.S. Army at the time. He began his career in TV, movies, and TV series. He first received regular work on the TV series Naked Cities. He starred across multiple episodes in multiple roles, but he became a household name when he portrayed the shy and mysterious Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird. Throughout the 60s, he focused mainly on working in television. His notable film appearances were in the film Bullet and True Grit. The 70s was a decade when his film career really took off. He began the decade with a role as Major Frank Burns in MASH. He also played THX in the George Lucas film THX 1138. But he truly became a star when he played Tom Hagen in The Godfather and Godfather Part 2. In the 80s, he continued to act regularly, with 2 of his most famous roles in The Natural and Colors. In the 90s, he appeared in Days of Thunder, Sling Blade, and A Civil Action. He didn't slow down either in the last 3 decades. His most recent release was the 2021 film 12 Mighty Orphans. He's got 3 upcoming releases: Hustle, The Plowman, and The Pale Blue Eye. He may be in his 90s, but he's clearly not slowing down.
Why is it quiet?
Lisa Liu. One of cinema's most remarkable actresses is Lisa Liu, who's had a career in Chinese cinema and in Hollywood. Lisa was born in Beijing, China in 1927. As a teen, she performed in kung fu, the popular style of Chinese opera. She emigrated to the U.S. in the 50s and was determined to become a star in Hollywood. She began her acting career in America in the animated film Panda and the Magic Serpent. She voiced the character Bai Niang. The film was one of the first anime films to be released in the US, and it helped launch her career. In 1960, she debuted as Madame Su Mei Hung in the war film The Mountain Road alongside James Stewart. Today's audiences may not appreciate how unusual it was to see an Asian American actress in a leading role in a major Hollywood film. It was clear Lisa Liu wanted to break barriers in Hollywood. She continued acting in both English and Chinese films throughout her career. Her notable film roles in Hollywood include Rider on a Dead Horse, Woman Hunt, Terror at the Wax Museum, and Sewing Woman. She also appeared in a variety of great films in mainland China and in Hong Kong. Her Chinese film work includes roles in The Arch, The 14 Amazons, The Empress Dowager, and The Postmodern Life of My Aunt. She also played Empress Dowager Cixi a third time in Bernardo Bertolucci's film The Last Emperor. In the 90s, she became well known to audiences once again for her role as An Mei Su in The Joy Luck Club. In the 2000s, she appeared in two of the most popular films of her career. She acted in Ang Lee's filler film Lust Caution in 2007 and in Crazy Rich Asians in 2018. In 2021, she was in The Disappearance of Miss Wu and is set to appear in an upcoming short film called Penzai. Lois Smith. For over 7 decades, Lois Smith has given some of Hollywood's most memorable female roles. She's one of Hollywood's most recognizable character actresses, and it seems like we're going to keep seeing her on screen for years to come. She began her acting career as a stage actress in the early 50s. She appeared in plays such as Time Out for Ginger, The Wisteria Trees, The Glass Menagerie, and The Young and the Beautiful. Her film debut was in the 1955 film East of Eden, directed by Elia Kazan. That same year, she appeared in the western Strange Lady in Town. She then focused on TV for the remainder of the 50s and 60s. She had bit parts and recurring roles on shows like Robert Montgomery Presents, The United States Steel Hour, The Master Builder, Naked City, and Somerset. She returned to cinema in 1970 with a supporting role in the indie film 5 Easy Pieces alongside Jack Nicholson and Karen Black. The 70s and 80s helped launch Lois Smith to stardom. She had roles in many popular Hollywood and independent films, including Up in the Sandbox, Next Stop Greenwich Village, Fatal Attraction, and Midnight Run. These films established Lois Smith as one of Hollywood's most popular character actresses. She certainly didn't slow down in the 90s and 2000s either. She appeared in a wide range of films, including Green Card, Fried Green Tomatoes, Dead Man Walking, Minority Report, and Kill Shot. Her most recent role was in the 2021 Wes Anderson film The French Dispatch. She's also appearing in the upcoming film Mac and Rita. She's over 90 and busy as ever. We can expect her acting resume to grow for quite some time. Now it's time to hear from you. Are you a fan of any of these actors? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts Verse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.